The official guidance from AWS says, use managed services whenever possible. RDS instead of running your own database. DynamoDB instead of managing storage engines. SQS instead of RabbitMQ. MSK instead of self-hosted Kafka. It sounds obvious. But obvious advice is usually optimized advice. Optimized for someone. The real question isn't whether managed services are good. The real question is, what does this optimize for? This guidance comes directly from Amazon Web Services and is reinforced throughout the AWS well-architected framework. And it's not wrong. Managed services reduce operational burden. They reduce patching. They reduce hardware management. They reduce cluster babysitting. But every reduction creates a shift. And that shift is architectural. Use managed services optimizes for 4 things. First, operational offloading. You are not running PostgreSQL. AWS is. You are not maintaining Kafka brokers. AWS is. You are shifting responsibility from your team to the platform. Second, velocity under uncertainty. You can prototype quickly. You can scale without deep infrastructure teams. You can ship with fewer operational specialists. Third, elastic economics. You move from fixed capacity to consumption-based cost models. Fourth, platform integration. Managed services are deeply integrated with IAM, CloudWatch, EventBridge, and the rest of the AWS ecosystem. This creates composability, but it also creates architectural gravity. The advice assumes you value speed over control. You value elasticity over predictability. You value reduced operational ownership. You accept platform dependency. It assumes your team does not want to manage infrastructure deeply. It assumes your architecture can tolerate provider-specific primitives. It assumes that long-term exit costs are secondary to short-term velocity. Those assumptions are often correct, but not always. If you are a SaaS startup, a small DevOps team, building greenfield systems, facing unpredictable load, optimizing for speed to market, then managed services are almost always correct. In that context, not using them is stubbornness. You would be rebuilding what the platform already provides, and that is waste. But consider different constraints. Highly regulated environments, data residency requirements, hybrid or multi-cloud mandates, stable, predictable workloads, existing operational expertise in-house. Now the equation shifts. Managed services introduce vendor coupling, feature surface dependency, cost volatility under high throughput, migration complexity, architectural lock-in through APIs. You are no longer just offloading operations. You are reshaping the system around AWS primitives. That is not wrong, but it is a structural commitment. There is something else happening here. Managed services are not just technical components. They are business model alignment. They align your architecture with AWS's revenue model, consumption, integration, expansion within ecosystem. Again, this is rational. But architecture should never be unconscious alignment. It should be deliberate alignment. So when AWS says, use managed services whenever possible, translate it like this. Use managed services when operational offloading, elasticity, and platform integration are your highest priorities. Not because it is a best practice, but because it fits your system's constraints. Best practices are not universal truths. They are local optimizations embedded in platform assumptions. And architecture is the discipline of choosing which platform assumptions you are willing to embed in your system. This is systems thinking for architects. Architecture is judgment, not obedience. See you in the next one.